Today I'm going to share with you a 4-step process that I use to analyze any investment property. Honestly, I am so sick of all the YouTube videos and all the books that make real estate investing sound like a calculus problem. When I look back at my own journey, this was the #1 reason why I kept delaying my first purchase. I wanted to make sure every single number, every single metric, every KPI, I wanted them to look perfect on paper. But now I own over 40 units, I have a lot more experience with real estate, I've eliminated all the noise, and I always come back to these 4 simple steps when analyzing any property. So let's get right into it. Today we're gonna analyze my first real estate purchase. So the first thing I do is grab a piece of paper and write down the list price, which in my case was $426,000. Now we get into step 1, calculating the gross income. This is a really easy step. All you have to do is take the monthly revenue, so in my case the rent, and any other potential revenue streams like coin laundries, parking spots, storages. You take up all of the potential dollars that you make in the month and you multiply it by 12. In my case, we verified that I would get $4,000 per month in rent, equating to $48,000 in gross income. Pro tip, always verify the numbers that you see on the listing with your own due diligence. Make sure you're comparing these numbers with actual advertisements in the market, or simply ask your real estate agent to verify that these numbers make sense. Never trust what's given to you in the listing. And of course, always add a margin of safety. It's completely okay to be conservative. That's the point. You want to make sure you are not surprised when you actually make the purchase and the numbers are a little less than what you thought they were. So it's always great to put a margin of safety. The second step is to calculate the expenses. In any house that you buy, the majority of the expenses come from the property tax, the insurance, and the maintenance. And then of course, any additional services that you're providing, like utilities and internet. In my case, the numbers broke down as follows. Property tax, $250 per month. Insurance, $100 per month. Maintenance, $200 per month. Utilities, $350 per month. And finally, internet was $50 per month. Add this up and you get a total of $950 per month. Step 3 is to calculate the net operating income. All you do is take what you got from step 1, in our case $4,000, and subtract what you got from step 2, in our case $950. This gives you a value of $3,050. Now, from here, it's really easy to calculate cap rate. All you do is take the NOI, multiply it by 12, and divide it by the asking price. So in our case, $3,050, multiply it by 12, divide by $426,000. This gives you a value of 8.6%. Now, what does this mean? This is the rate that you would get if you bought the house in full cash. So this is a number that you can use to do some really quick comparisons, just to see what's out there and to see if there's any other listings that you want to take into consideration when you're doing your analysis. In my case, I don't use this that often because the effect of financing is not in the cap rate. And you'll see later on in this video, in the final step, how much different the numbers are when you take into effect leverage. Step 4 is calculating the real cash flow and the real rate of return. This is really easily done. All you have to do is find out what your mortgage payment is going to be. You go online to any mortgage calculator, and in my case, I put 20% down with an interest rate of 5%. This gives me a value of $1,800. To calculate the cash flow, all you do is take the value you got from step 3, your NOI, and subtract the mortgage payment. We calculate $1,250 per month, and that is your cash flow per month. These are the dollars that are in your pocket after all the expenses and the mortgage payments are done. That is real cash in your pocket. Now you multiply that by 12, that's $15,000 per year. Divide that by the cash that you used to settle the deal. In our case, we only put 20% down and the closing costs. That's $90,200. So if you divide $15,000 by $90,200, you get a return of 16.6%. That is some serious profit. Guess what? It gets even better than that. And that's because the mortgage payment includes a principal payment, and that's your money. To find out what that value is, we have to go back to the mortgage calculator, go to the amortization schedule, and figure out how much is paid off in the first year. In my case, it was $13,824. Now that again is your money. This is real profit that needs to be added in the real rate of return calculation. Now all we have to do is take the cash flow, $15,000, add up the principal payments, $13,824. That gives you a grand total of $28,824. Divide that by the cash used for the deal. In my case, $90,200. That gives you a real rate of return of over 30%. And this is why I love real estate. It's because of the power of leverage. Leave a comment below if you think that this was a good investment. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's how easy it is to analyze any investment property. To summarize, all you have to do is find the gross income, find out the expenses. From there, you can calculate the NOI and the cap rate. And then finally, your cash flow and the real rate of return. If the math checks out, pull the trigger. Again, leave a comment. I'll make sure I'll answer any of your questions. Thanks again. See you next time.